Ladies and gents, welcome back to another Engineers Podcast. Today I'm joined by Mek, who is CTO at Stuut. Stuut are a Series A-backed A16Z business in New York. And once again, we're diving into the AI native world, this time in the accounts receivable space. I saw something pretty awesome from the team, and this week alone, they've passed a monumental figure in processing $1 billion in transactions for their customers. So we're going to be exploring a little bit about what they've built, how they've built the product, and some of their thinking behind building the product. Mek, I want to say a massive thanks for coming to join us. I've been trying to get hold of the team now for a little bit of time. Team are busy. So thanks for self-electing and bringing yourself on here. I'm looking forward to diving in and talking a little bit about you guys and girls and what you're up to. So take it away. Who's Mek?
Thank you, and thank you for having me on the podcast. Been looking forward to it as well. So my name is Mek, CTO at Stuut. I've been here almost 3 months now. It feels much longer than that because my team runs so fast. It's a very small team. We can talk about it later. We ship really fast. We use the latest AI tools in the industry. Before Stuut, I was advising startups for a while, doing fractional work. Before that, I was at GitLab for 7 years. I joined GitLab Series B, had a team of 3 people, took it public with my leadership team, and stayed 2 years after it went public. So 7 years total. Led architecture, quality, infrastructure, the AI plane, disaster recovery, memory database, all the backstage stuff. And then when I left GitLab, I had a team of 240 people. That's an enormous team. Engineering was 1,000 people. I think we will not see a time like that again with AI. Teams are going to be really small. But before GitLab, I was at 3 startups, all failed. I can tell you all about it, how like the lessons learned there. And then before that was at VMWare for 5 years, so back when virtual machines were the coolest thing in the world. And then before that was at Wells Fargo doing manual QA, the worst job in the world, just clicking buttons for the whole day for a year. Like I have to go somewhere else. I'm not learning. And computer science. So that's kind of who I am.
Love it. Okay. Before we go into Stuut, 3 startups failed, AI native startup. Are you seeing any differences at the moment in terms of how they're playing out in your first 3 months at Stuut and maybe some of your early tenure at some of these startups?
Yeah. So I think the classic way of startups 10 years ago, you would have product managers, you have clearly written requirements, and you would work in the legacy way, the classic engineering way of how Silicon Valley was built, right? Today, I'm constantly surprised by how much output a person can, even if they're junior. As long as they're eager to learn, they're curious, and they know the domain space. So when you have these 3 components, you can instruct AI and vibe code something really fast, and you get results right away. We have a ton of younger people within the company that just, I know this domain, I know how to tell AI what to do. I'm just going to vibe code a dashboard for the exec team. Like, voila, within a day, you get KPIs. It's an amazing pace, and it's an amazing time to be building. And you don't have to know everything. I think AI can teach you that. AI can even teach you the fundamentals. But you really need to be immersed in your space, know your customers well. That will allow you to use AI much better.
Love it. And what are some really key learnings that you think you'll take from scaling a Series B to post IPO? What a phenomenal story, by the way. But what are some really key learnings that you want to take now to Stuart?
Yeah, unlearn a lot of things. It was actually a core value of GitLab, that when you embark on a new journey, don't be afraid to unlearn things, unlearn the past things, because now things are being done differently. For example, at Stuut, we don't have product managers. Like Claude Code can do that for us. It's prioritizing a list of features, getting customer feedback, and have a dotted line item to AR, right? We work closely with designers. We work closely with forward deploy engineers. I think the forward deployment engineers that Palantir started off is now taking storm because you're putting a technical team from your side adjacent to your customers. And once you put your engineering team closer to the requirements and they understand it, they can build that much faster. So we don't have product management here at Stuut, and the team is a really small team of 2 people. Back at GitLab, teams were 5 to 10 people, and before you build something, you would go into headcount planning. Okay, great, I need to build this feature. We need 5 more people. Okay, wait for the budget. Like wait for another quarter before you can build. Today, no, you can build it tomorrow as long as you prioritize correctly. My teams are just a team of 2 people, front end and back end paired together, or full stack and full stack, and they pair on one feature swim lane and they ship as fast as they can. Like you'd be amazed how fast things are built. Um, in the old way, like a feature would take like a month or 2 months to be built. We do it in a week or 2 weeks, and we run Claude Code agents on the desktop. We probably have 3 to 5 agents running in parallel at any given time. We have probably 10 more agents in CI with Claude Code and specific instructions. It's a very different way of doing things today.
It's nuts, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nuts.
It's fascinating listening to how people are setting out what they're building. And your teams are running fast, but Stuart has run really fast alongside that. Just as a business, i.e., $1 billion in transactions that you've processed. Before we get to that, intro Stuart and intro the space that you're in, and talk to us a little bit about what you're building for your customers.
So at Stuut, the whole team is strong. I want to give credit to the go-to-market team and the founders as well, Ben and Tarek and Adam. Ben and Tarek are the best salesperson I've ever met, and my plan is to bring the best in engineering, and this is a really awesome team. So what is Stuut? I like to call it an AI native platform for financial operations, but starting with accounts receivable first. Accounts receivable is the basic of doing business. It's business to business doing commerce together. Like think Target wants to buy $500,000 worth of Lego parts, right? It's not like one person in Target walks to a Lego store. He has a check for $500,000. Give me all the Lego parts. Like no, right? There's shipment involved. There's like huge boatload of things coming from Europe. Payments takes a span over months. Right? You would pay on a deposit first, pay on shipment. When the Lego parts all arrive in the warehouse, you pay the final shipment. So multiple invoice, and things can go wrong along the way. You have disputes, you have deductions. So all this take time. Like all this also it depends on how a company runs their financial cadence. So like sometimes they're delaying on payment because they're waiting for something to close so the number looks good, or the finance team has an offsite. Right? Someone calls a sick day. Okay, it's delayed by 1 day. Today, how we conduct business is one person calls another person like, hey, that's an invoice that's like 2 days late. Please pay. And these are big businesses, right? They're incentivized to be in the business for a long time. They don't want to not pay. They want to pay, but it's just the cadence of running the business sometimes doesn't lock properly, and then with that you get delays, right? And we can talk about like a good payer, okay payer, bad payer, and then the invoice amount over a year. Like it could be 50K to like millions or multi-millions. So you get a different type of payers, different type of customers that do business with you. Today with Stuut, we eliminate most of the human process with AI agents, starting with collections. So I'll talk about 2 of the prime time features we have today, which is cash collection and cash application. Cash collection is what I said earlier. Someone's calling someone, hey, your invoice is 7 days late, please pay. I'll send you a link via email. We do that today with AI agents. Our voice agents call our customer, hey, you have an invoice overdue of $50,000. How would you like to pay? And we send, yes, I'll pay tomorrow. Great. We'll record the promise to pay. We'll send them an email link to like, hey, go and pay. So that is already online today. Customers are using it happily. We have 3 outreach modes. We have voice call, we have SMS, and we have email. And the goal of this year is to have these 3 outreach be one holistic outreach strategy. So text first, then maybe call and email to follow up. A bit segue, we use the same tech as ChatGPT voice mode. So if you go to ChatGPT on your phone, you switch to voice. It's built on a company called LiveKit. We're using the same technology. So we aim to be the best. We aim to provide the best voice experience in the industry for finance. That's one leg. Next is on the cash application side. So when you have this invoice collecting cash, someone has to pay someone. So that's comes the next product line, which is cash application. So we detect through connecting through ERP systems, the banking systems. We know who pays who with invoice number, with the line items, with remittance and credit memo. Say Target pays Lego $2 million for 10 invoices. Like our system captures that $2 million and dissects, okay, 50K goes to invoice one, 30K goes to invoice two, and we apply that cash. When that is done, then your whole transaction is complete. Today, that's all manual. Via 10 tools on each side, with people clicking around, come human cadence and operation cadence. You know, you see the lag starts to like delay things, which is why the industry has a ton of overdue invoices that hasn't been paid, and it's not their intention to not pay. Like they don't want to be in business for a long time. The next features, now we have these two main features. We're going into credit and risk, cash forecasting, analytics, finance. Security is top of mind. So to me, security is a feature in finance. So bringing that on board as well. The main goal, the ultimate goal is eventually help finance team run faster and provide AI native agentic workloads for everything in finance. So that's the goal of Stuut this year.
Love that. And what a wonderful breakdown as well, by the way. It sounds complex. It sounds challenging. You eloquently broke it down for us. I'm really keen to dive into a couple of areas that you've spoken about that I know, no doubt, the team are working on when they're building in some of these areas. Walk us through some of the engineering challenges that you're likely to see if you were to go and stand next to some of your engineers in their swim lane teams. Like, help us understand what that actually might look like.
Yeah, so I'll talk about the interesting challenge that we do today. So we just launched 2.0, I think Tuesday, so 2 days ago. Before we shipped each feature separately. That's the nature of startups. We find a problem, we apply a solution, we move as fast as we can. Now we're thinking, okay, let's zoom out. Let's provide a whole platform where our agents have memory. They retain memory. They have full context. So a customer's project, for example, when they interact with our agents, it has full context now of the whole project, of the age of the invoice, less training, and then we remember now if something is corrected, if a policy is updated, it remembers the next time. So it starts to remember our customer's preference. Over time, it will adapt to the company strategy. That's great. That's like true agentic capabilities, right? AI capabilities should be precise, it should be accurate, and it should reduce human labor. I think that's how we define a well-built AI systems. And there's some that takes more time from you. I think that's will cause a drag on the team. That's not how things should be built. So that's kind of the vision this year. Let's talk security. So we treat security as top priority. We anonymize personal data. So everything before it comes into our system, we use a anonymizer called Skyfall, which it takes out all the PII. So when it comes into our system, it's anonymized. So it's safety on from day one. We want to do outreach, as I told you before, holistic outreach in all the emails, SMS, and also voice. We use Twilio. We use the latest voice models from Cartesia and 11 Labs. These are the best in the industry. Great innovation in that space. The principle that we take here at Stuut is if it's going to get commoditized in the future, let's not build it in-house. Let's spend that time understanding our customers and build a great product. Like if you're gonna, don't build your own model, don't build your own voice model. It's gonna come later down the road. Like let's not get distracted. Let's focus on building the best product for our customers. And it's like when you work in a Subway restaurant, like everything is already packed right in the shelf. You just pull and then assemble and go. Like I think within the AI space, many exciting new tools are coming up because everyone can build products so fast now. We can talk about the impact of AI on humanity. I'm very passionate about that. People think that's going to take our jobs. I disagree. I think AI is going to allow us to think at a higher level of logic, like similar to how reading and writing came along, similar to how coding came along 20 years ago. Doctors are coding now. It's just a tool in their arsenal. Guess what? Like, you have more time. They can actually move up the logic layer, think about something else. Think when our fathers and grandfathers were coding COBOL, right? And compilers came along and people thought, okay, we're gonna lose our jobs. Like, no one's gonna, we can't code in COBOL anymore. I'm gonna lose my job. No, like, you have Java, you have C++ now. So you're moving up a higher logic. And today that higher logic is business use case. Like, if you want to build a great business, you know your customer's problem, you're customer obsessed, you can build something relatively fast using AI. And that's kind of like the mantra we take here. The other thing I want to talk about is enterprise customers, finance, and security. So security and reliability is a feature at Stuut. We want to be the best reliable agentic platform. So think if a disaster hits the East Coast, we fail over data to the West Coast. We provide some gateways in the central region, so we make sure that customers can access their data fast in a timely manner, and we have a safe place to fail over. I'm bringing all that from what I learned at GitLab. So I ran infrastructure at GitLab for 2 years, ran SRE, so like load on a system. Every incident at GitLab, almost all incidents, ultimately hits the database. Database is almost like your ground floor. If you have a building and your ground is cracked, then it like radiates up all the way to the top floor, right? So almost all incidents on the performance, like, okay, the UI is not rendering. Okay, let's look at the UI. Okay, it links to an endpoint. Okay, let's look at the endpoint. It's not performant. Let's like fix the performance problem. Great, it's not hitting the database. So like everything ultimately hits the ground, and that's the database. I think that's something that I would pass along to the team is that think about scaling and sharding. Think about noisy neighbor. Let's say if someone's passionately using your product, how do you wall them out so then their load doesn't impact the rest of your customers? And then there's pricing strategy. Free users are there's some space there to experiment with free users, but for high paying customers, then you want to separate them out into something really reliable. Yeah, that's kind of a brain dump. Many things
No,
going
it
on.
strikes me that the team at Stu, obviously, I think everyone gravitates towards AI native, like using the latest and greatest tools. Yes, you're doing that, but you're all very focused on business, the product, and solving business problems quick. Like, let's ship features. Great, that's the technology. We can use that as a bit of leverage here, but let's just solve business and product because that's ultimately going to drive us forward. That's the real feeling that I get from you all. Whereas I think other teams are in the camp of let's focus on the technology. You're over here. You're very focused on product, business, customers. Are they happy? Keep moving forwards.
Yeah, 100%. Like if there's no customer, there's no business. And in my career, I've been in teams where if I speak to an achievement, hey, I built this internal tool, and all the users were like product managers within the company, right? And there's no real impact. What I tried to do back at before Stuut was when the team was getting big, I went on a speaking tour with all the engineering managers and started to talk to them about, hey, can you start visualizing how much impact you have on revenue? Like you have a team of 10 today. This is your cost per month. Like when I show them the number, you're probably costing the company $1 million per month. Like think that, right? Like, oh wow, I'm like spending $1 million a month in my team's salary. What am I building to turn on the tap of revenue for the company? It could be, I built this infrastructure scaling platform that serves 100 million in ARR, and then you can do some math. Hey, I probably have impact on 20% of it. Like, so I'm making sure that the company receives 20 million in ARR every year. Like, start to think about that. And one other thing that I try to teach my teams when I was fractional CTO is when you know how much your team costs and then you divide it by weeks and days, you have that number in your head. Like today I'm burning 100K. Like just that, right? Are you having too many meetings? Like, what are you spending time on today? Like, you're spending 100K. Like, it's not your money, but it's kind of your money because you're part of the company. Like, you should own it, right? You should be thinking. A great managers will think about that, and then the mindset starts to shift. Like, I should be spending my time more wisely. I should be quickly building that stuff to get it out the door, or stabilizing these features so like $100 million in ARR and customer value is not impacted.
I really like it. I'm not going to lie. I really, really like it. I've thought of similar ways in my own respective field, but I wasn't that aware that I understood this would be happening at a business level, but maybe not an engineering level to the degree that you're helping and encouraging other people. And there's something that Adam said to me a while back now is that we really optimize for urgency. Sorry, agency. Urgency, but agency. And I'm really interested in what agency means to Stuart because agency is a word that's being thrown around quite a lot at the moment. And yeah, the description might mean the same thing. But what does agency look like inside of Stuart?
Yeah. Well, we're a small team, and we want to hire people that is going to run this company like it's their own, show ownership, and which means sometimes it's ambiguous. And if you're waiting for something, it means something is broken. So I'll give you an example of low agency. Like, okay, that's not my ticket. Right? That's not my job. Or you walk like the basic form is like the Boy Scout mentality, where you go to a campsite and then you see trash, and that's not my trash, but my team is here. But that's not my trash. I'm going to ignore it. Waiting on someone to tell you what to do versus go and research with Claude on Google. This is ambiguous. Guess what? I'm going to be the one that bring clarity to this ambiguity for the team. I'm going to go and do it myself and tell the team, like, communicate often, and waiting for your boss to tell you something, waiting for your CEO to tell you there's a problem. Like, be proactive. High agency is if you see ambiguity, like, clarify for the team, communicate often. Low ego, like, sometimes accept that someone might see a problem in your lane. They're going to help you fix it. Don't feel bad about it. We're on the same team. Um, Reduce the complexity for the team and, like, step up and do stuff because it's a very small team. Like, if you look at the product today, you would think this is like 50 engineering team, 50-person engineering team. It's only 10 people. Like, the scale is like it's quite mind-boggling, the speed that we run. The company is probably 40 people, almost 50. But with that mentality, it's like a hive mind of making sure we get each other's back. We do what's right for the business. We don't wait, and you always welcome to do things outside of your role because we want people to grow. Like, we really want people to grow. We had a few business facing roles at some of the BDRs. The junior person learned dashboarding with Notebook LLM, with Hex, with Claude Code, and this person just built a whole dashboard where it would take a data engineer at my past company probably 2 months to ship. Like, this person just built it within 2 weeks because he's curious. There's no I'll segue a little bit here. There's a concept where your mind is the limit of what you can do, right? Your mental wall, like, I don't think you can do it, or I don't think you can run that marathon, like, I don't think you can go skydiving. No, like, you can do it. Just remove that mental roadblock. Anyone can do anything if they have the heart set. Like, that's a bit of coaching, a bit of mentality that you'd have to shift as well, and it will bring you to good places in your career.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I love that. We did speak a little bit about some of the engineering challenges, but I'm keen to touch on thinking about a few things whilst you were speaking about agency. You've obviously got ERP systems, payments. It would be good to get a sense of some of the technical challenges that you guys might walk into as a team. I don't know if it's scale orientated, integration orientated, but these would be really good ideas to get some insight into?
So the sense of challenge and scale, I think the world of finance can be messy and fragmented. You have a lot of players, like SAP, NetSuite, HubSpot, all the plethora of tools in the industry today. And what I've observed is like the source of truth is kind of like a intersection of many tools in one. And sometimes that intersection moves around depending on which one is more up to date than the other. So one of the challenges that we are trying to solve this year is bring clarity to that. Like ultimately, we want to be the source of truth, the systems of record via our AI agents. But we need to prioritize the focus. Like, are we making the AR workflow the source of truth first by making sure we have read and write back to the system. I think being a source of truth comes with building credibility and accuracy, which means if there's an update in one system, like it's your job, like an agency, to go update all your customer systems right back, for example, so that it syncs in one place, right? Then you're like you're showing leadership from your product side. Like if you use Stuut, then I'm sure that all my systems they have the same data. Like it shares a systems of record. When you have that as a foundation, then you can step it up. Okay, since we build credibility with you, let's work in Stuut. Stuut is now the systems of record, right? And build credibility around that. The second one is around finance processes and data. I think not all finance teams are ever the same. Like they will have some sort of different way they're doing things, the way they take notes, the way they do notations, the way they even write credit memos, like shorthands, right? So in the beginning, it's great to learn what these customization or style in each company is. Long term, coming up with a standard, if we speak math, it's like the least common denominator. Like that's like the base foundation, right? Um, if if you want to be the leader, then you need to tell your customers, hey, I think we have a standard here. You should be standardizing on this, but we'll leave some room for customization. And we tell you I'll tell you why. We'll tell you why this should be a standard because we talked to like 100 more customers. They have the same problem as you. This is a better way of doing things. So the concept of SaaS is you write software one time and you sell 100 times, you sell 1,000 times. Like you shouldn't be running a software consultancy shop that never scales. Like that's actually one of the lessons I learned from one of my past startups is don't customize software. Go ahead. You want to say something?
No. I was saying great point. Great point. I loved your system of record point. You can really build a product around that once you become the nucleus of where people are actually putting and placing their data. But your points around a traditional SaaS business and ripping that out and almost using it now, that's a really good point.
Yeah. And the last one is accuracy and precision. When you talk finance and other people's money, you have to be accurate. Not 99% accurate. It should be 100% accurate. And that's where I lose sleep at night is like our analytics, our dashboard, truth to ground, and is it in line with whatever dashboarding system that some CFO is looking at right now? You don't want to show a disconnect where our data looks like it's going well, but then on their side it's not going well. What's the disconnect? I think it's fine in the beginning where you fine tune in the systems, but you need to build a credibility of being an accurate system for finance.
Interesting. Yeah, 100%. I totally agree. Some really good context there. And lastly, I want to talk about the growth of this year. You've spoken about 2026 being a really exciting year for Stu. Like, help us understand where the business is planning to grow, whether it's engineering, whether it's other areas of the business. It'd be good to get some insight into that and what the growth of the business will look like.
Let me take it back on how I think headcount should be planned. I think spending wisely with discipline is important. I'm a big fan of increasing revenue per employee. I think Instagram was the first example, right? Such a small team, but they sold for $1 billion to Facebook. So being disciplined in planning, we have around 12 to 14 people in New York today. And by the way, um, segue, we just opened an office in San Francisco. It's next to the Caltrain. So we're planning to grow the team there as well. So we have the best of both worlds. The New York team with the financial edge really built the product from ground zero. And then the talent from Silicon Valley, Salesforce just invested a ton of money in making SF the AI town of the world. So we want to tap into that ecosystem and network as well. So my plan is to grow equilibrium first, so 14-14. Make sure we have coverage in both infrastructure and small teams of 2 to 3 people. So front end, back end, full stack, and maybe one AI specialist that's helping them. So here's how I think about it. So every feature, you have to decide whether you want to use an LLM or you just solve it the classic way with algorithms or spinning up algorithmic workload to solve a problem. But if you use an LLM, I want my team to come up with, okay, feature A, if you use Claude, good result. If you use ChatGPT family, okay result. If you use Gemini, bad result. Don't use. Right? Feature B, same thing. Don't use Claude, not great. Maybe you can use Gemini, but use ChatGPT. Have a list of guidelines. If I'm building this type of building this type of feature with this type of behavior, this type of logical reasoning, I should be using what model from what family and how. I think that's going to enable teams to run super fast and just keep it small, teams of 3 only. And that will inform me how to invest the headcount for this year. So 12, for the specialist roles like infrastructure, security, and quality. I'm only planning to hire a team of 1 that could vibe code. I think we just hired a security lead. We're gonna close one quality lead today. But these guys are the people that have been in this industry for a long time. They can vibe code. They can operate at a senior IC level. They can use Claude Code, and they can just do so many things with just one person. So only 1 role for the supporting roles: infrastructure, quality, security, and then everything else I'm investing in either full stack, front end, or AI. That's it, and be disciplined. Like then the other thing is limited seats. I think the World Cup team, the NFL team, like you have limited seats. I have limited money. I have limited runway. Um, so being really disciplined, like you have to be really, really good to make a seat on this team. Think of it as from a sports coach perspective, right? And be disciplined because we just raised Series A. I don't think we have to use any of that money yet, so I think we're doing well. We met our financial goals last year. When you want to build a valuable company, the initial time from the initial period is really critical. Like from Series A to Series B, you should see a very steep arc, right? And then that set you up for success for a jump from Series B to C to D, and then finally an exit. But if you don't have discipline in the beginning, then your hop is going to be very short. And that actually governs what your next hop is. Like your valuation is going to be high or low. And if you raise a lot of money and your valuation is not going up and no one wants to invest in your company, then your hop is going to just be here. Like and most startups actually go this way if they don't execute well from the beginning.
Yeah, and what kind of signals, not necessarily would companies be looking at when they're thinking about investing, but what should teams internally be looking at from that arc of A to B, do you feel? What have you got close eyes on at the moment? I'm sure there's revenue relations, but what have you got close eyes on at the moment that you're probably targeting B, going, yeah, we should really double down on those areas?
I'm smiling because no one has ever asked me this question, and I'm thinking hard. Yeah, it's hard to go into specifics because I may be wrong. I'll stick with the core first principles. I think having discipline in execution matters a lot in both building the right product, not overly customizing your product to get short-term revenue. When you find something that is repeatable, make that a core part of the product that should scale. Make sure you have infrastructure, you have some sort of testing process around it, because that's now the gateway for money, for revenue, right? If you have something that's being used by all your customers and that feature alone is bringing in $20 million in ARR, that's now your cash cow. You have to lock it in. And then new features can be experimental express lanes on the side where you can ship really fast. As long as you don't impact the core, you're fine. Like, have that view in place. Discipline in hiring, and hiring the right people that will work with your team well. I think I'm spending a lot of time in hiring today because the initial people in the SF office needs to show technical excellence and also get along well with the New York team, right? And then depending on the background and upbringing, sometimes some people think that, hey, New York might be on a different technology stack than Silicon Valley, right? And then like New York's like, hey, these guys they don't understand the grind in New York. Like, we have the edge, right? So like putting your human thought process and making sure you have empathy, be a great leader. Like, you're now gluing teams from multiple geography. It doesn't matter. You may have a team in Dublin, you might have a team in Germany. Like, understand the culture, make sure your teams are working well, and like pay really high attention into hiring your first team members. Like, that's where you're like building the foundation of the building. Like, you want people that you trust, you want people that can get along well, low ego, and go sell. If you have that and you have a great product, then now you need revenue.
Good product, good features, find your cash cow, hire the right people, go sell. Love it. And you spoke about those 3 hiring elements right at the start of the podcast: curiosity, low ego, I think, and there was one other. How might you assess that when you're embarking on the SF hiring at the moment?
Wow. I probably interviewed around 100 to 100 people in the past like month alone. What I look for, I think, clear communication in their career goals. This is what I learned this from my previous boss. He's now at Coastal Ventures. He's the first CTO at GitLab. His name is Eric Johnson. The first thing I look for is clear communication in their career overview. Like, I tell them, hey, give me an overview of your past 3 positions and tell me what you do. Great candidates are able to speak to not only precision, conciseness, but the level of detail. Like, they're able to communicate these 3 things in like 10 minutes, and they understand exactly what they were doing at the time. And then what I look for is I go into the details and I ask them, okay, specifics on scenarios that made them uncomfortable. Like, tell me a time when someone fixed stuff for you and you felt bad. Like, how do you feel about it? How do you do? Like, that's like screening for a low ego agency, and also you're not actually helping other people. You're allowing other people to help you, and you don't feel bad about it. I think that's something I screen for. Curiosity, if they're doing research on the side, they ask me great questions. There was one candidate where I felt like I was actually being interviewed. Like, hey, what's your stack like? Like, what tools do you use? What's your load balancing strategy? Like, whoa, great. So that person gets to the next round. What else? Just, I think, good vibes. You would know whether this person is someone you want to hang out with or your team's going to enjoy spending time with. If they're they're a good person, you can tell pretty easily.
No, I totally agree. I want to say good luck on this little journey that you go on next. Building out the office, building out the team. You're at a really interesting intersection point with Stu, and passing some milestones and knowing where the team is at the moment. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens over the course of this year. So I Engineers will be watching from afar, and I want to say a massive thanks for coming to join us on the podcast. Insightful, enlightening, being able to get to the nitty gritty and break down some of what makes Stuut so unique. and why the accounts receivable space is so unique as well, and how you're applying yourself. So, Mech, I want to say a massive thanks.
I enjoyed it. Thank you for having us on the show. And yes, looking forward to staying in touch. Best of luck on the show as well. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Thank you.
No, massively appreciated. Stuart, thank you as well. For people listening, all your likes, shares, subscribership, and all that good stuff is massively appreciated. So go do it. Dial into the team at Stuart. And if you're an SF, get into Mech's DMs. Thanks a lot.
I'm hiring an SF, so ping me up. Good engineers. We're looking for great engineers.
Thanks and bye for now.
Thank you.
Hey guys, thanks for watching this episode. Massively appreciate you listening and checking in with us. If you want to find out more about us and what we're doing, please check us out on social media. What we're trying to do at Engineers is build a community to drive knowledge sharing and experiences. On Twitter, we can be found engineers.io. It's no underscore. We've also got a website which is engineers.io. These links will all be posted in the description. Any feedback and comments are massively appreciated. We're always looking to improve on where we can. Thanks, guys.